Today is the 26th. I am going to call the February 26th Buckingham Township Supervisor Business Meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank everybody for coming. Is there any public comment?
Stephanie?
Name and address for Lori.
Stephanie Weiser, 3806 Amberton Way. I wanted to thank Maggie for inviting me to the Cato annual meeting.
Convention.
Convention. It was, Maggie is president. She put on it was a very interesting and well-run convention, and there was a lot of talk there about fire and safety, and then an actual panel has been developed to address the concerns, not just in our municipality, but all through Bucks County. I think that's very important, and I appreciated hearing what other people were saying and dealing with and so forth, and I hope we continue to work on this very important issue. Thank you.
Yeah. We're going to have an event on emergency medical services in end of September, early October. It's the Bucks County Association of Township Officials. That's why Stephanie joined us. Supervisors, auditors, tax collectors, all elected officials. So thanks. I'm glad you came, and I'm glad the panel was informative. I thought it's a very important issue.
Yes, you were very experienced.
Yes. So, anybody else? Okay, board's announcements. Anybody have a comment?
Nope, not me, thank you.
Okay. So the announcement is that as of the March 26th meeting, the Board of Supervisors work session will begin at 5:30?
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
6:30, yep.
And the regular business meeting will begin at 6:30, 1 hour earlier. Okay, so March, 6:30. The Red Cross Blood Drive, Thursday, February 27th, tomorrow, and March 27th at 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. in this room. You can call 800 Red Cross to schedule your appointment. You can also do it online. Our goal in Buckingham is to reach 325 pints of blood. Can anybody guess why? Because we're celebrating our 325th anniversary of the township.
And if you're O negative, you can give 2 pints. Just saying. If there's
Okay.
O negative.
Okay. So Buckingham 325 events. March 14th is the Antique Roadshow. March 25th at 7 o'clock, also 7 o'clock in this room, Cave Presentation by Clint Flack. So join us in this room. I guess the week before last, my husband and I came to one walking through Buckingham history with Jeff Marshall, and honestly, the parking lot was packed. This room was packed. It was really wonderful. Okay, number 3. I move that we approve payment request number 5 to Durstein Company, LLC, for work completed on the pump station generators and upgrades, Phase 3, General Contract BT 2301, in the amount of $63,000.
Second.
Questions, comments? It's about our public water system. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we're just sorry. This is not tax dollars. Yep, it's
Wastewater.
Wastewater dollars.
Wastewater.
Number B, I move that we approve payment request 6 to Durstein Company LLC for work completed on pump station generators and upgrades, also Phase 3, contract BT 2301 in the amount of $63,000.
Second.
Okay, questions, comments? Public wastewater rather. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we approve payment request number 1 to GS Developers for work completed on the Cold Spring Fieldstone Water Interconnection Project, contract BT 2402 in the amount of $22,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 D, I move that we consider approving the payroll for January 30th, 2025, and February 13th, 2025, and the bill list for the meeting of February 26th. The payroll and the bill list total $1,064,401.34.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I move that we approve the draft supervisor minutes from January 22nd, 2025 work session and the regular business meeting at the same day, same evening.
Second.
Questions, comments, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I move that we accept various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes, this month being Planning Commission from December 4th, 2024, and the Building and Zoning Monthly Stats for January 2025.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 6, I move that we consider accepting the offer of extension of the allowable reviewable time under the provisions of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code to April 28th, 2024 for the Estates at Furlong, 3178 York Road, tax map parcel 06008-032, Township file SA 2024-02.
Second.
Okay. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 7, I move that we agree to the developer's request for an extension of time within which to complete the improvements to March 5th, 2025, as set forth in the Stormwater Facility Development Contract covering Antler Drive, LLC, 3291 Church School Road, tax map parcel 06004-074.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And it's not 8 o'clock yet.
Nope.
Madam
Skip that.
Chairwoman, I move that we continue through the rest of the agenda until 8 o'clock.
Okay, let's go to number 8.
Aye.
9.
Yeah, if you wanna go.
It's not 8 o'clock.
No,
Wait,
number
there's-
8.
There's 2 eights. There's
That
2
was-
eights.
Oh,
LLC.
That's the problem.
Actually.
No,
Yes,
let's
okay.
move to item 9.
all right. I move that we consider
Yes.
approving the payment of outstanding invoices owned by Stony Mead, Township file SA 98-05, in the amount of $38,074.81. And give me a second. I actually asked Jill about this.
Escrow?
I need a second.
Well, you're making a payment reimbursement to the township, right?
Yeah, out of escrow.
Yes, and it's actually going to be for $38,071.81 because the bank made us pay for the checks.
Wow.
Okay.
$3.81.
Well, we're eating the $1.50 for the homeowners.
I object.
So
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
$38,071.
Yeah, and 81
and 81
Oh,
cents.
and 81 cents, okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now you're 10.
Now, another 9.
Yeah.
I move that we consider approving the final release in the amount of $8,259.60 to Stony Mead Homeowners Association, Township File SA 98-05, from funds recovered from the developer for costs incurred in completing the required public improvements. And that's how this figure got sort of confusing.
Second.
Okay. Anybody hear from Stony Mead? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Let's see.
And Maggie, I did want to note to back on number 7, the first page of the extension, for Antler Drive, they gave the date of March 5th, 2025.
I saw that.
Their second page gave the date of March 5th, 2026.
Okay, I was wondering that as I was
Because
reading it,
and,
because I thought.
and they won't be done by.
And they
right,
won't
yeah.
be done by
It's
next
another-
week.
yeah, they need a
so-
year. They need a year.
So I just wanted to
one-year
put in
extension.
the minutes
Yeah,
that
great.
the extension is actually until March 5th, 2026.
Okay, so
And
you
Lori-
can
Lori
amend
They
has
that,
need
that.
to.
just amend that,
that they grant.
motion. Okay, let's see, we did Stony Mead. Number 10?
Yep.
We are whipping along.
Did 10.
Oh, at managers' items.
Yes.
So I move that we approve the pedestrian easement and indemnity agreement by and between Solderton Associates LP, JS Investment Corporation, Group LLC, and the Township of Buckingham at or near the intersection of Swamp Road and York Road, tax map parcel 06008-126.
This part-
Dan will tell you about
Well,
this one.
Yeah,
Go
I need
ahead,
a second.
Dan.
I need a second.
Take it away, Dan.
So Souderton Associates LP is developing the parcel in Doylestown Township at that intersection of Swamp and 313. And as part of their improvement plan with PennDOT, they need to make modifications to the traffic signal, including pedestrian crossings and pedestrian push buttons. So this is on the JS Investment Group LLC property, which is the former Buckingham Forest commercial development property. So we have sidewalks that front Swamp up to that intersection. So this will allow for the installation of a new traffic signal cabinet and pedestrian facilities to get to a new crosswalk that will go across to the next item, which is on the Triennia Realty property, and then which will also go over to the Solderton Estates property. And
So from Buck Forest to the old Getty to where the old 7-Eleven was going to be.
correct.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're finally moving along.
The first one here that you
30
just
years.
read is in approvable form. Bill Benner is representing the developer, and we've been through that one, and that one's good to go. The second one is still being negotiated with Trinitera, however you pronounce that.
Trinetra.
Trinetra.
Trinetra, thank you. Realty, who they're represented by Mr. Shafkowitz, that agreement has not been fully done yet, so what the developer is asking basically is that as long as the easement is finally put into a form that's acceptable to the township solicitor, that then it would be approvable.
Okay. We'll get to that. Yeah.
My question is, where are they getting their water from? They're gonna run water down
The Doylestown?
from Boyle?
Development?
Yeah.
I understand the Doylestown one is coming from the cross the street from the old Luke Oil, where the water system runs, Doylestown Municipal Authorities.
Wow, that's gonna be so much money. So
Yeah.
just let.
They're gonna kind of wander it down through that section of Doylestown Township. I think there's some other places where they have, some places they need fire protection. So.
The,
You know where we're talking
where
about?
the old Getty is,
Gas station.
gas station where I live, across Swamp Road, that's actually Doylestown, it's not Buckingham.
So,
And I asked that question specifically because in the past, they kind of wanted water from us, and we're like, we're not giving you our residents water, it's their water. So that's my question, because that's very expensive to come down from Luke.
Well,
And,
they're doing it.
yeah,
Okay.
well,
Yeah,
I don't,
that's
I'm
a
not gonna give them
yeah,
water.
that's right. That's
So
a
that was
okay,
the
good.
question.
Okay.
All right.
So,
So that was part one.
Did you have
Should
a
we do
question?
it in one total thing?
does someone have a question?
Stephanie,
That's
do you have a
Stephanie.
question?
Did you have a question?
I'm just confused. Is it going across
Do that.
263? Oh, well, you're just talking about crossing over.
No water's crossing over
Not-
263.
No. We're
Crossing.
talking about the pedestrian.
So the easement is on the old Buckingham Forest commercial property, but it's to allow pedestrian push-button facilities and crosswalks to go across 263 to the old Getty station. There'll be some, and then the next item is on the old Getty station, there's another easement and some improvements along the frontage of that to get you to go to another set of crosswalks that'll go across Swamp.
Which would then be in the
which would then get you
Doylestown
into the
Township.
To
Doylestown
Doylestown
Township side.
Township, yeah.
So there's a pedestrian crosswalk across 263?
Not
will
yet.
be.
Not
There
yet.
will be.
That's
Right,
what this is contemplating,
Yeah.
yes.
So- Yeah, so the idea is to connect this community and most of that village to our walkway in front of Buckingham Forest, which ultimately goes into some of our development areas.
Sure.
So,
There's walkways already.
And I don't know what they went away and they came back.
Yeah.
Well, they,
Trinetra, the gas stations, but they were talking about putting a convenience store in there as well as,
before COVID.
Oh,
and then it
gas.
stopped. Yeah, but that, they're still not, we're not talking to
So-
them about anything.
so
Yeah,
the
but the-
walking thing, walkability
Yeah.
might be a positive
it's coming.
improvement.
Depends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are coming
Yeah, they're
back
coming
in,
back.
they
Yeah.
made one
And-
attempt and they did not have all their ducks in a row, so, we did not accept their plan, but once they get that all, they will be coming back in.
Well, they had to have the gas tanks taken out.
And the tanks were just removed.
Yeah, the
right? That's
tanks
what-
were
that
just
was the most
removed
recent.
Yeah, and on
Also.
the Doylestown side,
Okay,
over the
3 items
years,
left.
it was gonna be so many different things. CVS's, an older person's home, like it was gonna be, I don't, what's it
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be?
age restricted, dwelling units.
Is that what it is?
Did we
Yeah.
vote on both of them? Okay, let's vote on this. Yeah, but do you take
Okay, so you have the first motion, Lori, and I have a second. We had lots of discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, I move that we approve the traffic signal easement by and between Trinetra Realty Holdings, PA, LP, and the Township of Buckingham at the intersection of Swamp and York Road, tax map parcel 06-008-126.
Second.
We talked about it. Anybody have anything else to say?
Well, that would be subject to,
Okay.
revisions that may be made by Trinetta, being acceptable to the township's council.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Ooh, we're gonna buy some stuff. I move that we approve the purchase order to SKD Tyron's Emergency Vehicle Uplifting, Inc. for the upfitting and graphics for a 2025 Ford Police Interceptor SUV hybrid in the amount of $17,290.44. Okay, I need a second.
I didn't know it was a
Oh, they
hybrid.
have it up here, they have it correct.
No, give me a second. A hybrid. We're like trying to move into the 21st century.
I'll
Yeah,
second.
there it's,
Okay, questions or comments? I made my comment.
I-
they
I
have
have-
it wrong
I
in the
have-
document.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll make sure it's correct.
That's
Aye.
the end of this agenda.
Wait, is it?
You forgot the Fred Beans pickup truck.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we had
right,
one more.
yeah.
That was
I'm
the
sorry, I
hybrid.
did.
We had one more.
I
pickup
got so
truck.
excited with the hybrid that I went right past it, thanks. So I'm gonna move that we approve the purchase order of Fred Beans Ford Inc. for a 2025 Ford Police Interceptor SUV hybrid in the amount of $48,129. Two hybrids.
No.
No,
That was,
no,
the
no.
second one is
It's
only,
the uplifting.
it's only,
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
up,
It's I know.
it's only upfitting, it's upfitting, it's
Yeah.
the same vehicle.
Okay,
Glad we do it.
do we wanna buy that
Yeah, it's the
police
same
vehicle?
vehicle.
Well then, give me a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And then
Now we did it. We bought the car.
but the purchase
And then we-
order, did we do the?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
The
I jumped ahead.
17,000, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the,
That's what I was
thing.
confused. Oh, and then, do you wanna tell you about the exec?
No,
Session.
hold on, you have to uplift.
She
I
did
did
the
it.
upload.
Oh,
She
you
did
did
the
I was
it in
backwards.
both, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
just
And I
making
did,
sure,
I
just
did
making
not
sure.
announce when we
Yeah.
came out
The vote
Yeah.
was done too.
that we had an executive session and we talked about personnel issues and legal issues.
Perfect.
No land preservation tonight.
Almost 8:00.
Perfect timing.
Couple minutes.
Yeah, so we just have to wait till 8 for this, for this last one. This is smoking if you got it, that time.
Yeah, I'll probably.
Properties, LLC, for conditional use approval pursuant to the Buckingham Township zoning ordinance, section 501B, 3500 and 405 A10 to use properties owned by SF4 Properties, LLC, located in the Ag 1 Agricultural 1 zoning district at 3143 York Road, Furlong, Buckingham Township, Pennsylvania, being tax map parcel number 06-017-023 for development of a used A10 accessory farm business. This would consist of a revenue-generating venture sympathetic to the principal agricultural or nursery use that is conducted on this property. This could consist of educational tours, seasonal festivals related to products grown on the farm, craft fairs, hay rides, and horseshoes. And with that, I will hand this over to Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Just as a matter of some housekeeping, I'd like to enter into the record some items that are part of the township's file. First, the application, I would mark as Exhibit Board 1. I assume there's no objection. The notice, the public notice, I would mark as Board Exhibit 2. The affidavit of posting of the property with the public notice, I would mark as Board Exhibit 3. The proof of publication on February 12th, 2025 and February 19th, 2025 in the Intelligencer, I would mark that as Board Exhibit 4. And the certification of mailing to the surrounding property owners, I would mark as Board Exhibit 5. I'm assuming there's no objections to any of those?
No objection.
And then let me explain a little bit about what else we're doing here tonight. This is going to be relatively short. The applicant here, SF4, is involved in litigation personally with me and with Supervisor Forrest. So both, I believe, and I don't mean to speak for you, John, but both Mr. Forrest and I are going to recuse ourselves from any substantive actions in this matter so that there's no potential of a conflict of interest. So what we're doing tonight is opening the hearing. We've admitted the board exhibits, and then I'm going to tell you about parties. So if anyone wants to be a party to these proceedings, they have the right to be a party, but let me explain what that means. Anyone is going to get the opportunity to speak to this application, whether you're a party or not. When this is ultimately, the board takes testimony, you'll be allowed to speak to it. So you don't have to be a party to speak to the application. If you are a party, you have certain rights that you might not otherwise have. You have the rights to introduce evidence, to put witnesses on, to cross-examine other witnesses, to put in evidence by way of documents, and probably most importantly, you would have the right to appeal if you didn't ultimately agree with the board's decision. Now, to be a party, you actually have to have some interest that is a little bit different, a little bit more proximate to this project than just the interest of the public at large. And part of that is the reason you're sent notices if you're within so many feet of the project. So having heard that, I thought we would first establish before we get into an actual hearing, which there won't be testimony tonight. Is there anyone here that wants to be a party to these proceedings? You've seen notice or seen the advertising in the paper and decide you want to be a party. Yes, sir, in the back.
It may be as simple as a question. My property backs up directly to that property. Is there any kind of layout of what they want to do on that property, or?
I don't mean to speak for them, but from what I understand the application, I'd certainly let Mr. Lyons, why don't you explain?
Sure, yes. Hello. Yes, there is a plan that's associated with the application. I'm happy to provide, I actually have a printout copy, extra one with me. I'm happy to hand one to you so you can see.
That's all.
Okay. Is there anyone that wants to be a party? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? Okay. Mr. Panzer, I'm assuming you're here to be a party on behalf of the township, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the parties will be the township and the applicant. Now, with that, I understand there was some discussion about the date that the next hearing, the continuation of this hearing would be. Did I understand earlier there's agreement on a particular date, is it March
26.
26.
March 26th? How long, can you give us an estimate how long you think you're gonna be, so I can try and make sure we get this done in one night?
As far as testimony,
Yeah,
it would really, I don't have that many questions, honestly.
Okay.
It's just kind of going through the requirements in the zoning ordinance with Josh, so maybe half an hour, really not that long. Unless there's, I mean, there might be questions of the board, of course, and of Mr. Panzer, but my part, where I'm asking questions, it really won't be that, we're just
okay,
taking through the
so
list.
it sounds to me like this would be able to be handled in one night during a regular meeting. So it doesn't sound like we need to set a special time or things like that. So does the board want to set, I know your meeting is going to be earlier.
6:30.
So, do you want to set the meeting for an earlier time?
Yes.
Yes.
What time would you like to set it for?
6:30 or 7.
Well, we start at 6:30, so
Yeah,
it's
so we can
Yeah.
either
7
start
o'clock.
at the beginning or we can.
You want to do it at 7?
Yeah, 7
Okay.
o'clock.
Yeah.
7?
Work for
That
council?
okay?
Wait, quick, John, you said 6:30. The paper, the minutes say you start at 6.
Yeah, we decided to start at 6:30.
Okay.
Mike, we're gonna have a 5:30.
Work
We're gonna
session.
try this at 5:30 work session, 6:30 meeting, and then this hearing will start at 7 o'clock.
So these are updated by half an hour then? These on the.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so, 7 o'clock on the 26th is agreeable to council. So I am going to advise everyone that's here now, because you're here because you either received a written notice in the mail, or you saw it advertised, or you saw the property posted. I'm advising you all now that this hearing is continued until March 26th at 7 o'clock. You will get no additional or other notice, so you're on notice now that the hearing is going to be March 26th. The continuation of this hearing will be March 26th at 7 o'clock. Yes, sir.
Is this a drop dead date to be an applicant as a party, or can we consider that and enter a request to be a party to the township before the next meeting?
So I suspect the council that's going to represent would probably let you do it at the next meeting. I suspect the council here would probably have no objection to that.
And there is no downside to being
Yeah.
a party. There's no downside. If you're hesitant, just become a party, and then you're actually a party to the hearing.
So John, you and I are staying out of this.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna leave the day out.
So there is no downside to being a party.
Yeah, that's for any.
If you want to be a party, let us know, and if there's no objection, you'll be a party. If there is objection, it'll have to wait till the next meeting anyway. So, your choice. Seeing nothing, I'll assume you don't want to do anything?
Right now.
These are not
I'm
signed.
considering.
This-
Okay, well,
Okay.
we're about to close the hearing, so consider quickly.
But just wait till next time.
No, not at this time.
All right. So, again, everybody here is on notice that this hearing is continued until March 26th at 7 o'clock. There will be no other notice. You will not get anything in the mail. There will not be anything advertised, and there will not be anything posted. So you're all officially on notice now. This is continued. This hearing is continued to March 26th at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
No other questions, Madam Chairman? I would suggest you close the hearing.
All right. I will close the hearing
Doesn't matter.
and
Thank you.
make a motion.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, quick.
See you next month.
And I think I'm,
And thank you for
we're,
starting earlier. I don't know if rough.
Yeah, it's just better, we've had feedback over the years, it's just.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
we'll be-
that
we'll
makes
be
it
more
work.
strict.
Sorry.
All their
What?
meetings- All your meetings moving forward are the new times.
Correct.
We're gonna see if it helps to have people come in.
Okay, I'll take you those. steps
So,
when you're done.
I think
So
we
just
are.
by way of, so even though you're retired, Rich, you're still gonna have to sit here.
I'm not officially out till the 31st.
Oh, okay.
We're only having the party on the
Oh, the
19th.
party's
Tell anybody.
We should be.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I think we've come to the end of our business agenda.
We do have some work session items we weren't able to get to before the business meeting, so
Right.
Okay.
I do have a little bit more.
Okay,
Move
so
forward.
I'm gonna make a motion that we close the February 26th Board of Supervisors business meeting. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
How about that?